What it do, Dream Team? Welcome back to the channel. Here we are with kids saying bad words they don't understand. I'm a little excited about this. Before we do jump into it though, if you guys happen to enjoy it, please don't forget to subscribe, give a video a thumbs up. And if you got a video you want to see me react to, I'm open to reacting. You can subscribe to Patreon and request it, or in the description section there's a link where I take premium requests as well as free ones, or you can just drop it right here in the comment section. This is one I actually got off the link in the description section, so let's dive in and see what we got.
Just a heads up, YouTube really don't like this video, so I've had to go through censoring the odd word here and there with this ding. To keep them happy. All worth it though, because this video is very funny. I remember watching Titanic as a kid, and Jack referenced a
one-legged prostitute.
I asked my mum what a prostitute was, and she said it was someone who sold their body. For the longest time, I thought prostitutes cut off their body parts, like their legs, and sold them out of desperation. A couple of years later, I had a camp counsellor who was a double amputee. I very sincerely asked him if he was a prostitute. He didn't even respond. I still cringe so hard thinking about it to this day.
That is a very cringy thing. And he was a double amputee, and I'm imagining this kid walking up, "Sir, are you a prostitute?" Gee. It's like, what would he say? How do you respond to a kid asking you that question?
I mean, I think we all did stuff like this as a kid. My mum was horrified when my little cherub face erupted with the C word, thinking it was on par with calling someone, I don't know, a twit. Because you pick up bad words from films, songs, even YouTube videos. As a young girl, I heard the word testicles on Fear Factor. They had to eat bull testicles. One day, when I was about 5, my friend's dad was pushing us on the tyre swing. I yelled, "Wee! Higher! It's making my testicles tickle!" I was in middle school. I heard this cool new word, and
Jay said when I was 5, I'm imagining a 5-year-old girl on the swing. I hear it's making my testicles tickle is crazy. That I would just look like I would just bust out laughing, because what else do you do?
I had no idea what it meant. I thought I would try it out at home later that day, and when Mum asked me to take out the trash, I looked at her and said, what do you think I am? Some kind of slut or something? The Simpsons movie came out when I was 5. My dad let me watch it with him. The next day we went to my parents' friend's house and I screamed, "Bountiful penis!" because I stubbed my toe on the couch. Poontang pie. When I was younger, I heard The Rock say it and the crowd would laugh.
A great big piece of that poontang pie?
So I just thought it was a funny type of pie. I asked my mum for some for Thanksgiving. I thought phallic.
I asked my mom for some for Thanksgiving. Take a second. Imagine it. Let's take you to the scene. You smell the food cooking. It's Thanksgiving. Well, it's not Thanksgiving yet, but you know Thanksgiving's around the corner. Mom's starting to get all the groceries. Hey, anything you want? Yeah, can we make poontang pie? Poontang pie this Thanksgiving. Oh Lord, okay. This TV really be setting these kids up, man. You really do got to watch what they watching, don't you?
Phallic meant gothic or dark for some reason. I suggested to someone at church that a coffin seemed kind of phallic. My mum walked into the room and asked what I was watching. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Charlie's dad had just got laid. Excuse me? Yeah, he got laid. I feel bad for him. Now they don't have any money. Oh, laid off. The expression is laid off. Not me, but my sister used to lap her drinks up like a dog. One time they forgot to bring her a straw at the restaurant we were in, and she loudly screamed, "Oh, guess I'll do it doggy style." This one kid on...
Get Oh, I love kids.
My block came up to me and my friends playing ball. He had a cramp or something and said, "Oh man, I've got a boner in my rib." Not me, but a friend of mine used to say pap smear all the time, thinking it was just a synonym for when something gets obliterated or smashed. He'd say, "The guy totally just got smushed into a big pap smear." A little boy to his mother probably heard it on a gaming stream. "I'll clap your cheeks." One time when I was 11 or 12, I was at
He told his mom, "I will clap your cheeks." Is crazy word.
Buster and saw a copy of Condemned, Criminal Origins for rent and asked my mum if I could rent this cool game called Condemned, Criminal Orgies. I was around 7, I think. Mum, careful, if you put on too much makeup, you'll look like a whore. When I was a kid, I used the word urinate instead of alternate. I would always tell people I was urinating between tasks, and I would also tell people that when I grew up, I was going to urinate between New York City and my hometown. I used to confuse diary with diarrhea.
Oh my God.
You can imagine how this became an issue when I told my kindergarten class how much I love my diarrhea. Oh, it's just so pretty and has this fresh smell. I love writing and drawing in it. My mum gave me my pink diarrhea.
That's crazy. Yeah, that would be an issue. As a teacher, yes, social services, yes. We got the kid talking about writing and playing in his diarrhea, and then he said he received it from his mother. Yes, come get him now.
Erotic. I confused it with erratic. When I was 7 or 8, my mother heard me call my brother's behaviour erotic and told me that the word it didn't mean what I thought it meant. She was right. Vagina. I watched The Last Austin Powers, and for some reason I related the word vagina with a gobble of a chicken. I went up to my mum, put my chin down to squish up my neck fat, and proceeded to ask, "Hey mum, does it look like a vagina?" When the South Park movie came out on VHS, I begged and begged my mum to let me watch it. She watched a couple of the earlier episodes and decided it would probably be safe. She regretted.
There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. She watched the South Park episodes and decided, okay, this is probably safe. A
decision when I asked curiously while having Sunday dinner at my grand's house what a clitoris is. Apparently once when I was like 2 or 3, I was off in the corner of the living room playing by myself when suddenly I looked up, waddled over to where my dad was sitting in his chair, crawled up into his lap, grabbed his collar and said in a rather serious voice, "I'm gonna knock the out of you." My mum politely asked my little sister to get up and grab something for her. While handing it to her, she replied, "Here." My teacher once told my
why handing it to her? She replied, "Here." Oh, there would have been no more little sister. I would have said, "R.I.P. Little sister has passed." Those would have been her last words.
Asked that her son came home from his first day in school and said, "Do you know what I learned today, mum?" You. Brother-in-law at Thanksgiving. "Hi, niece. Would you like some turkey?" Blonde-haired, blue-eyed 4-year-old niece. Turkey. "Excuse me? Oh, didn't you hear? I said turkey." I thought was synonymous with honk, so you could your horn at someone while driving. "Hey babe, let's honk." Lenny face emoji. A kid I know once used as a dinosaur noise.
There is out. Let me try to break it up. Just YouTube purposes. They try to limit the ads on this. Let me try to break it up.
I was waiting in the car with my then 5-year-old daughter while her dad loaded groceries in the trunk. She looks at me all excited and said, "Mummy, I have a great idea. Let's surprise Daddy when he gets in the car and yell out, 'Hey, you motherfucker!'" I once told my grandma to off, because I thought that's what you say to people when they're leaving. When I was pretty small, around 4 or 5 years old, I was in the car with my family, and out of nowhere, I just called my grandma a Out of all the things I could have said, I called her a When I was a child of maybe 3 or 4, my dad was driving me somewhere. We got cut off, and my dad flipped them off and called them a head. Fast forward a few days, and my mother tells me to pick up a mess. I wasn't having any of that, so I flipped her off and called her a head.
Children really just are so observant. You really got to watch every single thing you do around them. They take in everything. Everything. Oh, my days. I got a son on the way. Be my first child. Oh, Lord. I'm scared of all the things he's going to learn from just observing me. Dear heavens.
My daughter, 7, and I were driving one day, trying to make a left turn, but there was a guy on a bicycle in the way. From the back seat, I hear, "Now what's this doing?" Once, while we were stuck in stop-and-go traffic on our way home from daycare, my 2-year-old son said, "What a cluster Well, he wasn't wrong. Skull emoji. My little brother announced that he had to take a booty call and ran to the bathroom during dinner. I thought a brothel was a soup kitchen. When I was younger and someone would get in like an instant karma situation, I used to innocently yet enthusiastically say, "That's what you get for sucking up the D." Where D meant danger, I thought it was so clever. It got me some weird looks from my parents. When I was little, I thought condoms were a type of battery. I ate a lot of apples and saw apples as a way to refresh my energy. When the apples ran out once, I told my mum, "We need more condoms." Yeah, pretty sure my neighbours just heard me yell that out. I thought foreskin meant skin in general. I mean, there's forearm, forehead, etc. I got hit on the shoulder and yelled, "Ow, my foreskin." You know that song? You give me
got hit on the shoulder and yelled, "Ow, my foreskin." Oh, you got to love kids. You got to love
beaver. Yeah, I misheard. Was belting out. You give me a beaver in the morning, beaver all through the night. Beaver! Oh, sorry, sudden visceral personal flashback to being a little kid singing that "I'm horny, horny, horny" all night long song, thinking the lyrics were "I'm haunted, haunted, haunted." When I was in 7th grade and was a trombonist in middle school, I was complimenting my friend on some specific parts he played and wanted to say that he was a beast, but I ended up saying, "Oh, you've got that," without knowing what that word meant. I was a 9-year-old girl in Catholic school and I thought, "Thou shalt not commit adultery" meant, "Well, you'd better not think like an adult." So I confessed to it multiple times. 3rd grade teacher broke her leg. Everyone wrote cards to her while she was in the hospital. Wrote "rest in peace" on mine, but I thought it meant wishing someone peaceful recovery.
Rest in peace is
Loudly crying face emoji. At my cousin's funeral, as I was standing near my mum and my aunt, and they were commenting how young he was and how unfair it was. I was 12, said, "So young, he'd never felt the warmth of a woman." I thought euthanize was euthanize.
He said this at his cousin's funeral. So young, he never felt the warmth of a woman is crazy. That's. I don't even know if I don't want to continue because there's not going to be anything that beats that. There will be nothing in here that beats that. No moment will beat that. That's crazy.
And meant to make someone younger. Telling grandma she needed to be euthanized did not go over well during Christmas dinner. I used to mix up terrorist and tourist when I was younger, and whenever I went to a foreign place, I'd say, "I'm a terrorist." I was trick-or-treating as a prisoner. Someone asked me what I was in jail for, and I said I was in the analog sad face emoji. I had no idea at the time. When I was 12ish or so, I remember hearing the word, and I'll keep that word hidden for now, it'll be revealed at the end of the post. I don't remember where, I just knew I heard the word and I thought it sounded so cool. So me, being the cool kid I was, I wanted to show it off. I didn't have a clue of what it could possibly be. All I knew was that it was fun to say. So, everyone's sitting at the dinner table. Mum, dad, older brother, his friend, and my younger brothers. After some conversation, it dies down and just gets quiet since everyone's eating. And I'm like, "Alright, now's your time to shine," and just shouted loudly at the table, "Syphilis!" My mum just staring at me with a horrified look on her face, calling one of my mum's boyfriends a rod munch. I was 4. In 6th grade, I called my friend a rat hymen in front of his mum without knowledge of what it meant. She was like, "Anon, I don't know where you heard that, but never say it again." When I was about 12, I read it in a book, but I didn't know what it was. I called my mother a dried up old pot. 7th or 8th grade kid.
I called my mother a dried up old pot is insane.
It heard a dirty joke, didn't get it, told the teacher in class, "Hey miss, what's better than 2 roses on a piano? Tulips on an organ."
Oh my god. Oh my god. Kids. I cannot believe some of these things. I can't.
Told my 8th grade health teacher to, quote, "twiddle my I thought it was one of those expressions like, "I'll be damned." In 6th grade, my friend thought meant pee. Asked our teacher for a restroom break, saying, "I got a Excuse me, Mr. Teacher, sir, may I take a on this fine morning? I thought the term busting a nut meant sitting on your balls wrong, so at the dinner table I mentioned how I almost busted a nut from how the bus ride from school was so bumpy. When I was a kid, I thought meant thinking real hard about something or fixating over something. Yeah, I think you were getting that confused with ruminating. God, I hope that doesn't cause you any embarrassment down the line. Well, when we went and visited my grandparents' house, my grandpa took my dad into the garage to show him something with his car. My mum asked us in the living room, where are your dad and grandfather? In front of my brothers, cousins and grandma, I responded without skipping a beat. I think they're in the garage. Over the car, but it can switch around. Sometimes it's parents getting words wrong. This is reversed, but I thought hentai were the tattoos you put on your wrist and told my kids hentai was beautiful once.
Jesus. Oh my God.
The way they looked at me, I had to Google it. I meant henna. Sometimes it's not actually a bad word at all. I always thought that elope meant to have sex. It just sounds dirty. We eloped when we were 18. Like real hardcore eloping, you know. And sometimes not a word, but a thing. I used to play with this cup in the bath and drink water out of it for years. I did it in the shower too as I got older. It had a handle on the end of it. I never knew why. I'd fill it up with water in the bath or shower and play with it and sip the water out of it, etc., as kids do with toys. One day I witnessed my mother use this cup in the toilet violently, and that was the moment I realised what a plunger was.
It's like I just want to gag, throw up. That's disgusting. Well, that's all we have for this video. I don't think me saying anything could make this situation any better. Kids, watch what you say around kids. Watch what you let them watch. Jesus. Oh my God. I don't know what I'm going to do. When one of these moments happen, I don't know if I'm going to be prepared. Don't know. I don't know, especially with some of the stuff these kids were saying. My days. They were out of pocket. I wouldn't have made it to the age of 30. I'm not 30. I'm 29. I wouldn't have made it to the sweet age of 29 had I said some of this stuff. That's all we have. If you enjoyed that, please don't forget to subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys on the next one.